In 2002, the military government of Myanmar secretly started the construction of a new city in the heart of the country. In 2005, 7 years before it was even ready to be inhabited, they officially changed the capital from the biggest city of Yangon to this new place, before its name was even decided. Welcome to Naypyidaw. Before I tell you a bit more about the road I'm currently walking on, let's go back one day into the past. Good evening and welcome to Naypyidaw, the very unexpected capital of the country of Myanmar. I'm currently in a tuk-tuk going to my hotel. My bus just arrived around 8 p.m. I don't think there's gonna be much to do in the evening in this city, so I'm just gonna check in for now and see how my hotel is like. Because, well, turns out in Naypyidaw you basically only have luxury hotels. At least if you use like the usual apps for travelers like Agoda, Hotels.com, etc. You will only see hotels that are like at least 3 stars or 4 stars. I booked a night in the cheapest one, which is around 25 USD. It's a bit expensive for Southeast Asia, so we'll see if the service is worth it. Okay. Jesuba.
Thank you, Jesuba.
Thank you. Mingalaba.
Mingalaba.
Have a reservation for one night. Well, that's a first. I've never taken a motorbike to go from the reception to the hotel room. But here's what it looks like. I mean, that's a pretty basic hotel room, to be fair. Like, I was expecting some luxury hotel or something. Well, not much. It's just a regular hotel room. Do we have a view? Well, maybe we do, but it's nighttime, so no idea. This hotel is called Golden Lake Hotel, so I'm expecting some kind of view of a lake, but we'll see that tomorrow. For now, I'm just gonna go eat something. And this place is actually so empty. I don't see anyone else except the staff, basically. I was at the restaurant, there were like 4 or 5 people working there. I was the only person, actually, like the only guest. It was completely silent. It was a bit of a creepy vibe during the meal, but I mean, the staff were so helpful and everything, like, they kind of treat you like a king, you know? I don't think I've seen anyone else in this hotel, except for the staff, which is kind of wild. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow to go explore the city. Alright, we are now in the morning, and it's more than time to go explore that city. This is a city with around 900,000 people, which is 3 times more than the figure from 2014 of 300,000. So this city's population is actually increasing exponentially. It used to be known as a ghost town. You could see like some old videos of completely empty highways and basically an empty city. But now, in 2025, we'll have to see if this still holds true, not that the population has actually increased. So with less than 1 million people, you could think that it's a middle-sized city and that maybe you could just explore it by foot, maybe take a taxi from time to time. You'd be very wrong. This city actually has a population density of 130 people per square kilometer, which is about the same population density as the country of France. So to explore this absolutely gigantic city, we're gonna need something else. Which is why I got this. I don't know how that transition is gonna look. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the shittiest bike I've ever ridden. The speedometer doesn't work, the fuel meter doesn't work, so I kinda have to guess like how many fuel I have left. So hopefully I just don't get stranded, because I also need to use the kicker to start the bike. And well, changing gears, it's kind of a pain in the ass with this bike. So we'll try our best, because there's no other option. You don't really find bike rentals or anything here. So I pretty much just rented the personal bike of the hotel. But anyway, let's go and visit the city. So I'm already a little bit surprised, because I just entered what's supposed to be the industrial area of Naypyidaw. However, everything I see is, well, trash on the floor. I was expecting to see some big factories, like people working there, something going on, right? And there's nothing. There's nothing. There's just very poorly maintained roads. Why did you build all those roads for nothing? You know, you're supposed to put some factories there. I'm not gonna stick out here for too long, because, well, there's not much to do, so let's see something else. I was expecting to have some, at least somewhat decent roads in this city. So what is this? Admittedly, this is not the main road, but when you look at Google Maps, it seems like a legit road, you know, not just a dirt path. Look at that! And look at this Buddha statue right here. It's pretty far from here, but I can see that it's freaking immense. I could go closer, but there's like a military checkpoint to enter this place. And honestly, I'm kind of scared of the military in this country, so if I can avoid going anywhere near them, I will do exactly that. Remember, 20 years ago, this place had exactly 0 people living in it. So it looks like they're really trying their best to make it look like the city has some kind of like cultural significance or like historic buildings, while they don't. They were built in the last 20 years, but we'll see more of that later. Look, I swear this is not staged or anything. I'm genuinely shocked at what I'm seeing now. I came to this district, which is the Diplomatic Housing Estate. So I guess that's where they meant to like host all of the people coming from diplomatic purposes from all around the world probably, or just the country, who knows. But this place is empty as well. There is nothing. You can see that they planned a lot. Like the road is really well maintained. They put all these plants in the middle. There's even a walking path the whole way. They definitely planned for it, because they made all these roads in like a gridded fashion, you know what I mean? And it's not like they're in the process of building something. There's nothing going on. There's not a single worker. There's nothing. This is such an odd place, really. I guess I'll have to move on again and see something else. There are so many luxury hotels in this city. It's crazy. I mean, in this neighborhood, you can say, in this part of the city, whatever. There's so many of them, and there's no one. Like, I don't see anyone around the hotel. There's just like a security guard every time, and absolutely nothing happening. How do they even survive? I think this one is a prime example. The Star World Hotel. Look at it. Once probably a very beautiful luxury hotel. Now it's rusty and crumbling. And I'm seeing people there, so somehow this is still open. Look at that. Just a building in construction, which is probably not in construction, it's probably just stopped. Why build all this? There's no one to use all those facilities. This is such a weird decision. This is such weird planning. They try to maintain most of the roads, but they can't maintain everything. And like, slowly but surely, nature is taking its place back. Guys, I finally found a place with some people in it. Shopping mall. I mean, when I say some people, I really mean it. It's definitely not crowded by any means. There's just a few people here and there. So the population is not 0. At least there's that. Wow, they even have a supermarket and a KFC there. An actual Kentucky Fried Chicken in my capital of Myanmar. You really can see the effort they put like in maintaining just a regular roundabout. Why put all this effort into doing a thing where no one will go? Like, this is in the middle of the roundabout. You know, no one comes to walk here. There's no reason to. I'm finally starting to see some semblances of life. I think the population lives in this big apartment complex. That's a first. The road is still empty though, like there's really no one like on the motorbikes, on the cars, like you can see in any big cities in Southeast Asia. This is still empty for some reason. So there's some actual construction work going on here. So they're actually building more buildings, which is interesting. When you create a whole new capital from nothing, I guess you also have to include some sports. So they built in Naypyidaw in the last 20 years a whole entire sports complex with obviously a football stadium and pretty much every sport you can think of. They even have the Olympic symbol, as you can see. I don't know if they're preparing to host the Olympics or something, which is never gonna happen, let's be honest. However, they did host the Southeast Asian Games in 2013. And to think that they built this whole sports infrastructure from nothing, when they probably have everything they need in Yangon, it kinda pains me. Like, what is the point? It probably costs so much money, probably billions of dollars, for sure. Obviously, I know they're not the first country to do that, but I feel like it's such a waste of money when you're in a country where the people definitely struggle to live day to day. But anyway, I'm kinda getting tired of these places with no people. I mean, look at that. There's just, barely a few cars there. So now I'm gonna actually try to find a place where people live. The thing with Naypyidaw, instead of just centering everything like around the historical center, like most cities do, they just build random neighborhoods separated by like kilometers of roads. And obviously it's extremely car-centric city. So yeah, if I have to give my opinion, this is very poor planning. I finally found it. People. There's actually some life going on here. There's a market, there's some shops all around. It is good to see a little bit of life. Like, this city was starting to feel a bit creepy to me. In Galaba. Whew, I talked to someone. First time in this city, literally. This place is called Boga. It's just one big square. And yeah, you have some streets around it, but there's not much going on. You would expect much more from the third city in Myanmar. Doesn't feel like a city with almost 1 million people. But anywho, it's good to at least see a little bit of life. Man, they do have some pretty nice cars in Naypyidaw. I bet the owner of that pink car is probably from the government, from the military junta. Probably. Not sure what brand it is. But the people are staring at me weirdly, so I'm not gonna approach too much. I'm never gonna get used to that. Like, everywhere I go, people stare at me, but they're really nice. Sometimes they just talk to me, they just say hello, they want pictures, just for being a white guy. But it doesn't happen much in this city, because, well, there is no people. You kinda need people to have that. Okay, to be totally fair, I would guess the lack of people can probably be at least partially explained by the fact that it's literally 40 degrees now. And I'm probably gonna pass out in the next 5 minutes if I keep walking like that. So I'm gonna go back to my motorbike and move on to the next place. But still, it doesn't explain everything. Don't get me wrong. This city will never cease to surprise me. This is supposed to be a water fountain park. None of the water fountains are working. None of them. The parking lot was empty, and there's no way you can get to this park without your own car or your own bike, because obviously it would be too easy if you could just walk to the city park from the city center, right? Well, this is it. This is what you were waiting to see. This is the most stupid thing I've ever seen. A 20-lane highway right in the middle of this city. Not really in the middle. I'm gonna break the myth now. There is one car here. So it's not fully empty. But outside from this car, no one. On both sides. Literally no car. This is a 20-lane highway. I can count them. Let's run. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's probably the same on the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 20 lanes highway. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. I don't know what to say. I don't know if the government were completely delusional. Maybe they really thought that much people would actually come here, or they just wanted to show their wealth by building one of the widest highways in the world, well, around the presidential palace and the parliament building. Man, I'm exhausted. Running in this heat is not a good idea. But look at that. The average salary here is around 300 USD per month. It is one of the bottom 50 countries when it comes to HDI. The money of the taxpayers, it comes here to building this road and to maintaining it. Because, well, it's pretty well maintained, to be honest. But anyway, now that we're here, let's just take some good shots and get out of here, because it's so hot right now. And there's one thing that is possibly even more stupid than this. I need to show you. So at this point you may ask, why does Naypyidaw even exist? And why is it where it is? Well, there's no official answer to that. It is pretty much located between the cities of Yangon and Mandalay, which are by far the two biggest cities in the country. So it could be seen as the way to centralize the power. It could also easily be seen as a way for the military government to assert their power by locating the capital in a city they've literally created by themselves. So you're free to believe in what you want. The fact is, when you create a city out of thin air, well, obviously it doesn't have its own culture, its own identity. So what do you do in this case? You might want to create its own identity, build some nice monuments, something a bit new, a bit refreshing. Well, what they have done is create this. The Upatasanti Pagoda. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it doesn't really matter, because what is this pagoda? You might say it's very impressive, it's very big, it's beautiful, and yes, it is. It is 99 meters tall. However, this is a nearly identical replica of the Shwedagon Pagoda in Yangon. It is actually a very old monument. It was built in the 14th century, and it is most definitely the most important building in all of Yangon, and in all of Myanmar, to be fair. This one was literally built in 2009, 15 years ago. Where's the identity in that? Let's take my country as an example. Imagine that tomorrow they decide to just create a new capital, change it from Paris to a random city they just built in the middle of the country, and in this city they decide to build an identical replica of the Eiffel Tower. I feel like every single French people, me included, would be very pissed. This is the identity of Naypyidaw, which is to say, no identity, no culture. This is how they spend their money. Millions, hundreds of millions, I don't know exactly. This is such an insane building. This city is really a sad sight to behold. Oh, and it is empty as well, by the way. Obviously, do I really need to say it? I don't think I do. Like, there's probably barely anyone who even goes there to this absolutely gigantic pagoda. I don't know if I can even go inside, but I'm not gonna pay anything to go in this place, because if you wanna see it, well, just go to my Yangon video. It's the same thing. Well, I was on my way to a monument that's quite a bit outside of the city, like 20 minutes ride or something. And there was a police checkpoint, or an army checkpoint. Yeah, it was the army actually. And they basically told me that I cannot go. I don't know why at all. I was trying to go to this place right here. But my guess is it's probably because of that military zone right here. I have no idea really. And when the Burmese military tells you something, you say, yes sir, and you do it without asking questions. So that's what I did. Hello, Mingalaba. Up. Okay, thank you so much. Could you call a tuk-tuk for me?
Django or Nagandea?
I go to Yangon, yeah.
Oh, yes.
I'm leaving tomorrow, going back home.
Oh, yes.
You live here?
Yeah, I live here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But where are you coming from?
My phone here, you know.
That's not possible. Naypyidaw didn't exist 20 years ago.
No. You know, my village there.
Oh, your village is... Oh, okay. Okay, I understand.
Yes. Yeah, maybe you know, this summer very hot. Weather.
Yes, very hot, yes. I got sunburns on my body.
Yeah.
Kept telling me he was from Naypyidaw. I didn't understand because he's obviously older than the city, but he's actually from a village nearby. So there were already some villages around the city before the city itself even existed. That's cool. So he's actually a local from Naypyidaw. You have to come to France one day.
Yeah. I want to France also.
Yeah, France is beautiful.
Yeah, I know. I want to go to France. Italy,
I hope you can soon.
yes. Thank you. Man, you know Thierry.
Thierry Henry, yes. Yeah, you know it.
Yes.
Do you know Mbappé?
Yeah, I know.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, but
What do you think about this city, Naypyidaw?
if you are okay,
Oh.
another city, Yangon also is very good. Can walk.
Yeah.
Another Mandalay, another Shan State also, Chin State also. Oh,
Yeah, everything good.
yeah. I live here. I born here, so I like this.
Yeah, you're a true local.
Yes. No inlay.
Yes, I've been to Callao. The weather is good in Callao.
Yes.
It's not too hot.
Yeah.
Well, I just returned the motorbike. Now I'm by foot around the bus station. I still have a bit of time, so let's explore this market right here. Here's the night market. So it looks like there's some life here. That's a change. I'm seeing a new side of Naypyidaw. Mingalaba. I'm too tall for this. There are short people here. The infrastructure is not made for me. I'm way too tall for this country. Ah, no, thank you. Thank you. I don't want to get food poisoning. I'm not touching this meat. No way. Right, night market is cool and all, but what I really need right now is a cold beer. So we're going to a craft beer tap room. Apparently there's one. So let's try some local beer. Well. I'm now about to catch my bus to Yangon. So, how shall I conclude this? Well, 24 hours was more than enough for this city. I'm kind of sad it had to be the last city on my trip because it's by far the worst one. This is not a good place. I don't recommend. For all the people I talked to during my trip in Myanmar, and I can say there was quite a lot of them, they all had the same reaction when I told them I was going to Naypyidaw. Laugh. I'm good, thank you. This city just doesn't matter for them. It's just a waste. I'm good, thank you. Can I do my outro, guys? Most of the locals in the country don't really want to go anywhere near the city. They don't really care about it. Yangon is still by far the economical center of the country. Creating a city from nothing and just making it the capital instantly, I don't think it can work for the most part. I mean, maybe it has worked for some countries, but not for Myanmar. I'm okay. Let me finish my outro, for God's sake. Oh, there's a bus coming. It's not mine though. Anyway, I'll see you later. Well, what better place to end this adventure than where it all started? The Yangon International Airport. I've talked a lot of crap about Naypyidaw, but I still wanted to end this video on a positive note, because it's the last one of this journey. Myanmar is a country that is absolutely incredible. The food is incredible, the people are so nice. So the conclusion would be, come and visit Myanmar. Most of the country is completely safe. You don't need to go where the civil war happens, obviously. You shouldn't. This country is absolutely beautiful and they deserve more tourism because, well, they're struggling. They're not having a good life. Sadly, since the military coup d'etat in 2021, the people are not so happy here. Most of the people I've met actually are actively looking for an escape plan to another country. They start to look abroad for a better life, and I wish a bright future for them. I hope one day they can get a government that actually reflects the people. But for now, it was an absolute pleasure to visit this country and an absolute privilege. Who knows, I might come again one day. But for now, that's about it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more adventures like this one. And until then, I'll catch you later.